I thought that when I read the script that it was original. I thought it was absurd. I like things that are absurd. I found it hilarious and potentially terrifying.
It's kind of a multi-genre movie, you know? A lot of people could say it's horror. It's definitely got some comedy elements. It's got action.
It's a Pale Rider meets Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's kind of a collision of different genres, from the ridiculous to the sublime, you might say.
Where did you say you from?
He doesn't really have a name. He's sort of a man with no name. But in the script, he's referred to as the janitor, because he gets into a situation where he can't pay for his car, which has been damaged. A tow truck comes and gets him, and then they put him in a situation where he has to clean a kind of abandoned, and you might even say haunted, children's indoor playground. Unbeknownst to the janitor, a satanic cult has put their souls into these animatronic animals, and they like to feed on people.
It was such an interesting, unique script. When I read it, I immediately thought this was a Western, especially with a character that Nick's playing, this character who never spoke. He is mysterious. He's an enigma. And so the idea of making the animatronics be the bad guys and Nick being the cowboy who rides into town and cleans up the town.
Hey, sir! Sir! You're not safe in there. We gotta get you out.
Liv is basically kind of like this fearless leader of the group of these teenage kids, and watching her parents be taken from her by these animatronics when she was very young, it was something that definitely traumatized her for the rest of her life. And now she basically just wants revenge.
So Emily is the lead of the pack. She's very much the alpha of the entire crew.
You want to go in there with those things? Are you high?
I'll figure out how to get inside. You just figure out how to get us out once I do.
We're going into this hoping that we're going to get Emily out and leave. But it's going to be fairly gruesome.
Nick prepared this part as well as if he had, 20 pages of dialogue to do every single day. I mean, he's got every look, every gesture, every thought of his character down. I don't think anybody else could have played this role but Nicolas Cage. Nobody.
I think about some of the great performances from people who didn't use dialogue. Harpo Marx, Buster Keaton, Charles Bronson in Once Upon a Time in the West, some of the early Terminator movies. Or I'm thinking about my iguana. And it's all kind of rolling here and there. So we'll see which one comes out of the hat on which day.
The challenge of this project was to create a whole world of characters that all had to look like they're part of the same show. Start them out as cute and then turn them into something menacing. We use foam fabrication for the majority of the creatures. We cut out the foam, we glue it together. It's hollow, so you can put stuff inside of it. Some of the characters are covered with fake fur and a liquid neoprene.
The lines are fed into the hands. One controls the eyes and the other one controls the mouth. When you're looking around or anything, you can just move the eyes and mouth, and it's pretty simple.
Jessica is great. She's Siren Sarah. Now, her head is done more traditionally. It's a foam latex mask.
Actually, I have two faces that are used in the movie. This is my nice face, believe it or not. Gets a little crazier, but we'll save that for later.
We have one of each costume, so we're shooting linear and we're actually aging the costumes in real time. We had to take them from pristine to 20 years old, beaten up. We exposed metal underneath and scraped off some of the skin, and we had just distressed a lot of the fur. We added a lot of color to just make things look a lot older and worn out.
Ozzy is a full-size bunraku or black art puppet, but instead of shooting in front of a black screen or a green screen, as most people would do, we're shooting him on the set with two operators in green suits, and then in post, the operators will be taken out.
I play the role of Ozzy the Ostrich. He's got a snake-like neck, so when he's fighting with the janitor, he's able to swing his neck way out to the side and just have a really nice, fierce attack. Charlie, our stunt coordinator and choreographer, worked out a series of attacks for each of us.
Doing creature suit work, you have a lot of limitations that you don't normally have going into a fight. You've got restricted vision. Sometimes you got restricted breathing. Plus, you're putting on anywhere from 20 to 80 pounds of excess weight, and it shifts your center of balance. If it's like a 30-pound head, now things that you would normally be able to do take a little more effort.
I see nothing. Zero. We react to cues like now, flip, turn.
My hands come to about here, so if I have to throw a punch at you, I have to make sure I stop back here. And then when I put the actual head on, my visibility becomes knees and floors.
Gorilla, greetings.
Nick's got such a great sense of timing and distance. He does have a pretty deep martial arts background. And he's got a great understanding of how fights work and was able to pick up the fights that first day. We go from a Filipino stick fight to a bare knuckles brawl to a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fight to a Japanese jiu-jitsu fight and then to a fight that's kind of all of them put together.
And then like that, right? Kevin, I would say, is very enthusiastic. He's very vivacious. And this is a tremendous shoot. He's enjoying every minute of it, and it's infectious. He comes to set, and he's excited, and I like working with people like that.
Kevin's dedication to this film is incredible. Everybody has this passion, and they're just leaving it all right here.
If you're a fan of Nick Cage, this is just like a must-see. Nick is just on fire in this movie.
I mean, nobody in this movie showed up and said, we're doing a crazy B movie. Everybody that is here is looking at this film the same way they would look as if they were doing Spotlight or Roma. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how I think you get something special, and that's what I think we have here.
I want people to take away from it whatever they want to take away from it. I don't want it to be explained away. I do want them to be entertained. I want them to have fun.